All right. Good morning, everyone. It is 9 a.m. Thursday, July 24th. I will now call to order this meeting of the Board of Harbor Commissioners for the town of LaPointe. With us this morning, we have Mary Ross.
Present.
Joseph Wiltz. Here. Susan Widmar.
Here.
Michael Collins.
Here.
Evan Erickson.
Here.
Myself. And Glenn Carlson.
Here.
Staff present, we have both Katie and Lauren, and public present, we have Evan Erickson Senior. Oh, and Robin, she's hiding behind Jay back there. I saw her walk in too. First up on the agenda is public comment. Go ahead, Evan.
I understand you rent a house here for mainland captains. So by doing this, that should provide enough coverage all week for the existing mainland captains. And the house be used only for mainland captains. Is that the way that is covered?
That was our impression going into this, agreeing with renting the,
Still the way it's going to be.
yes.
And they will have now enough coverage with all the captains that the ferry line has.
That's what we've been told, yes.
Now let's hear you can.
And this is public comment too.
Is there any more public comment? Next up on the agenda then are the minutes of the 7/14 meeting.
Move that we accept minutes of Monday, 14 July.
I'll second. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next up, Chief Administrative Officer report.
I have the current balance of the Harbor Commission bank accounts. This was as of Tuesday, July 22nd. The Miffle utility checking account is at $852,862.72. We have paid down the $600,000 line of credit with Brimmer. That was done on the 17th. July revenue as of Tuesday was just over 834,000, which has us just under 65% of the budgeted income for the month. I did include in my report vessel updates from these were last Thursday from Cal. They had 2 vessels that they were trying to get back online, and we had requested a frequent update on the Madeline. Both vessels are up and running. He did provide information that the Madeline will require a haul out and more modifications to the running gear, but hopefully that can wait until fall. And the issue with the LaPointe sounds like they were able to replicate what was happening and get that situated as well. I did ask Cal today that if he had any other more frequent updates on vessels, if there was any other issues we should know about, feel free to share. I don't know if you have any additional updates, Cal.
No, nothing other than those updates and just started working on getting some quotes for the Madeline. So just getting that piece together and kind of a timeline for that.
So what's the issue with the Madeline where it needs another haul
out? It's the stuffing box this is a completely unique stuffing box that they've essentially stopped making. It has a brass bearing in it, like a brass, well, yeah, I mean, it's essentially a bearing. That bearing has likely at this point worn out, and the shaft is coming into contact with the cast outer portion. They, talking to the manufacturer, they've seen this before. Typically, you can replace the brass sleeve, the bearing surface. may require a replacement of the wear sleeve on the shaft, but ultimately, that's what we suspected at this time. Without, ripping it apart, we can't be 100% sure, but we have a pretty good hunch that's what it is.
Were the shafts pulled on the Madeline when it was in Fraser?
Yes.
And those sleeves weren't replaced? I assume the brass sleeve is part of the shaft that
No,
wears.
the brass sleeve is a part of the packing, the stuffing box.
Okay, and then on the shaft, it has a wear sleeve on the shaft end then?
Yep.
Okay, and so when the shafts were pulled last year, the shipyard didn't recognize that these brass sleeves were worn?
No,
And need replacing?
no, they wouldn't have. There was no indications of that. Yeah.
Then the last thing on report. So after reviewing all previous meetings and everything, we never really decided so we did decide for homeschoolers as far as the passes go. They could give them a different color one, and they could even provide them with the Bayfield school like student rate. They could do that, but we never clarified if like the summer policy applied to the homeschoolers as well. Or if we want to continue that discounted rate for the homeschoolers throughout the summer.
Recent graduates too.
I was gonna get to that. It's okay. The same thing, for the summer policy. That is the question, that Nicole is requesting clarification on, because we never decided on that part.
Well, when you're talking about a discount rate for homeschooler, what are you talking about? Like they pay less than?
Yeah, so we discussed in one of our meetings that they could have a different color card and that Miffle could even offer them the rate that Bayfield School is paying for their students. They still have to pay, but they could pay that same rate as the Bayfield.
It's not like it's ticketing system, they have that price. Yeah, put it in as an.
It's stated that it was an option in one of our meetings, so we can discuss that in detail.
Okay, so
After.
that would be for the whole year. That's everything.
That is my question, is what applies to homeschoolers during the summertime?
So during the school year, homeschoolers pay,
Yes,
but a discounted
still
rate.
have to pay, but they can be offered that Bayfield student.
But
Like
that hasn't been happening.
Apparently not, but it is an option, and we can discuss that.
The homeschool students do pay, but they're paying a discounted rate. The Bayfield, the rate that the fare that we charge the Bayfield school for each student during the school year. But it sounds like that hasn't been happening because that's not programmed into the Miffle ticketing system. So are they just going for free?
What are they currently paying?
I don't think they're paying.
Okay.
Okay, because I mean, it was kind of,
How many homeschoolers do we have?
depends on the day of the week. They're in and out of the program. I think there's two now, but you know what I mean? Sometimes parents put them in and take them out.
I would be inclined to extend the same privileges as the Bayfield students during the summer.
The summer policy,
And I would be agreeable also to,
with the pass.
Mm-hmm.
So pay during the school year, but grass in the summer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
And then does the summer gratis policy end when a student graduates? Or
It
does
usually was
continue?
extended till September 1st,
Started.
Yeah.
Labor Day weekend,
Okay.
end of August.
I think that seems fair.
Soak up one last summer.
Exactly. That's what they do too.
I think all of the homeschooled students are, at least the ones that I'm aware of, are moving this fall anyway,
Okay.
But moving. Item?
depending on who. Yes,
Okay.
But in the meantime, Miffle has to set up
A new
a new
category.
next fall.
Right.
for the homeschool students.
How difficult is it to add a category like that in the ticketing system?
It's not difficult that category, it's more you have to train people.
Yeah,
Then, and then you're gonna have to train them that they're free in the summer, but they pay in the off season. I mean, during the school year, so I mean, it's like, it's communication to them, the angst of the parents or the students.
on the past, could we have dates where it says where they're gratis and then the date where they pay? on the pass?
We just have the pass, right now we're getting the ones for the fall, 25, 26. And then we got a little trips.
You require proof of residency for students, or do you just base it off of it? Yeah.
Oh, because the door that they have to go through is the Bayfield school system. It's registered with the Bayfield school system.
Okay, I got it. That makes sense, yeah.
That's all I had for my report. Thank you for.
So we have consensus on that for,
Agreement.
So graduated ones are free to, like Mary said.
Whatever you've been doing.
No, 2 August.
Robin, I'll send you a detailed email, so that in.
Yeah, but then it's, last part, first part.
I think technically the school year does run through the start of coming school year so the next school year would start September 1st.
Right.
I think is how it works. That's when Michaela's contract is up anyway with,
Labor Day is really early this year. I don't know the date.
The day is first.
Okay.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Memorial Day was really early, Labor Day is early.
It'll be early too, yeah.
before we move on from Katie's report, I have a question about the fire suppression system on the LaPointe. Has that been recharged or maybe that was the
Bayfield.
The Bayfield, sorry. Has that been recharged now and is it online?
No, it's been ordered, but it has not been delivered.
Okay. That is all I have for Katie, unless anyone has anything else. I will move then that we put the Chief Administrative Officer report on file.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up, number 6, Harbor Assistance Program project updates. Leave that to Cal. Whoop, maybe?
Oh, I clicked the back button there. Sorry about that. Okay, the Harbor Assistance Program. So the updates that we have right now is, I believe, Glenn just got the DNR permit attached. There's a couple of rules that we've got to follow, but we have the DNR permit. With Yankee, I just spoke to them a few days ago, and as of right now, the anticipated start date is no later than August 13th with a end date of the 29th of August. That still keeps us within the contracted term, but yes, it's pushed back. The amount of time it took to, kind of get all the I's dotted and T's crossed. They don't order, sheet steel until they have a signed contract. And so they've now started on that, but that's our anticipated start and finish date. Outside of that, everything is still looking good. Contacted the Harbor Assistance Program, contact, I think it's Erica, about receiving our reimbursement. And what was sent to me, I believe it was Monday or Friday, was there must have been some sort of a mix-up because everything that Michael Halstead had, the proof of the invoices and the billing set up, she doesn't have any record of. So I resubmitted the invoices I forwarded the email to show that it, it was submitted to Michael Halstead on time. It was confirmed. She's also saying she doesn't have a payment method for reimbursing the town, which my understanding was the town had that set up as well. So I've sent the invoices. I said that there should have been a repayment method on file for the town. I thought that was getting repaid to the town of LaPointe. I gave her all that info, and I haven't heard back from her since. So I'll be doing another follow-up, but that's why there hasn't been a reimbursement, is Michael Halstead was apparently unsuccessful in getting that completed before the end of his term.
What was that invoice for? The rough dollar amount?
The rough dollar amount on that was the $105,000 for the ramp section and the $40,000 for the engineering. So about $140,000, $145,000.
Got it.
Do you have any of these emails on your?
I do. So I have my emails back and forth with Mike Halstead that we decided to just receive a check in the mail. I don't know. I'll talk with you, Cal. Maybe
Are you CC'd on all these emails between?
not between Cal and Erica. But yeah, so I do have my correspondence with Mike Halstead, which I can forward to you and Erica. Cal, I'm not sure if that helps.
It probably will, just to show that it's, what they should be, I guess, sending as far as for payment.
Okay, I'll forward that to you after this meeting.
Cal, the letter that I got, that you got a copy of, says that we have to post in the Ashland Daily Press, and it's got to be a 30-day. The certificate decision becomes final 30 days after the date of publication, unless an objection is raised. Does that mean we can't start until that 30 days?
That's not, I guess how I understand it. Again, I got this morning. So when I spoke with Cooper, who was handling direct communication, Cooper said that they were issuing us the certificate. And when I read that email, it sounds like we are issued the certificate. So we have it and we can start. That is the way that I've understood it up until today. Reading through that, again, it's a little confusing in the sense that it says, here's your certificate, you have your certificate, post this during the construction. This is, not a public comment period. This is, the 30 days is for somebody to question the DNR's decision. So the way that I currently view that is, we have a certificate, we are good to proceed. That is what Cooper told me as of the last update. So I'm going to just coordinate with Cooper to make sure that is indeed the case, and go from there, because that was the understanding I was under. But yes, I can see how it's a bit confusing there at the end, where they're like, okay, well, we still got to put it out for 30 days, but it's not to, for public comment.
I would guess that you're going to find out when, because one of the conditions that they have in that attachment was
5 days.
Yeah, we must notify Mackenzie Slack 5 days before starting construction. So I'm guessing if you notify her 5 days before you're going to start, and she says, oh no, you can't start yet, the 30 days isn't up, then you'll know.
We'll be before that. Yeah, we're going to, make communication long before that to make sure we have a good understanding, because I don't want to pump the brakes on, Yankee showing up 5 days in advance. We're going to be dealing with this today, tomorrow.
And you'll work with, I guess, Alex or you to get this posted in the Daily Press?
Yeah, we can get it posted.
And when you say we, is that Mifflin's going to get it posted, or?
We certainly can. I guess whatever you would prefer, but yeah, we can get it in the Ashland Daily Press as soon as possible, or whatever you would prefer.
So how about you and Katie talk afterwards, and maybe Lauren, and figure out who's going to do it so that we get it done.
Sounds great.
Thanks.
Go ahead, Robin.
Yeah, can I interject? I thought of something about the school. Did the harbor commissioner or the town sign a contract for this next year?
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
Okay. Because typically they have a meeting in August. And their board signed,
They requested a copy of the contract, a couple of months ago, which we sent to them. But we have not heard
because I
anything
need
yet.
that price to put it in for the high
Right.
school.
Okay.
Or, you know what I mean? Need the price to go in, please.
Something for Katie to reach out and a future agenda item. Anything else, Cal, or any questions from the board?
As of right now, that's everything. The payment for Yankee, discussing kind of the payment terms with him because he's anticipating such a quick project, a 2-week project, that as of right now, he is fine with a lump sum payment upon completion.
Oh, great.
One question, there's gonna be a concrete well. Do we have to wait a certain amount of days before a load can be put in that concrete?
Yeah, from memory on the last one, we can put the ramps in relatively quickly, but for it to be at full strength, from memory, it was 3 days.
Only 3 days?
Yeah, they used quick setting cement. So, but that's from memory on the last one.
Remember the town dock, it was like 20 or 30 days before cars could drive.
Rittenhouse was 30 days too. You get a lot of it, but like the last couple percent is like 30 days.
And then you're gonna work with Cal on the reimbursement issue?
If there's nothing further there, let's move on to the review of the dockside lease agreement requests.
What's the bump from 24 to 25?
They were paying, it was a really affordable rate. I thought it was like 11 or 1,200 a month.
If I want it 17 something?
Yeah, because we looked at the building, what we paid for, it, what we're paying in interest, and based the rent off of that, so that we're not subsidizing a for-profit business.
Perfect.
Robin, in the past, did Miffle cover the property taxes for that? Or was that part of the lessee's requirement?
I've got to check, the lease we had with the kayaks, the kayak operators, they paid the, property. I have to check to see what it was with stuff,
Okay,
because basically the rent is less in the winter and higher in the summer. At least that's what the kayak.
They just adjusted it to your lease. So like.
And no bump.
Yeah, I don't see there's any need for another increase at this point.
no, we addressed that right away. The only thing that I would add is that if they are responsible for property taxes, that we do similar to what we did in Bayfield and have them pay what would have been property taxes to the town.
Isn't that gonna change though? Didn't that get corrected? But we don't, because we're in a municipality, we paid the property tax at the last meeting. And hasn't that been updated?
Yeah.
So for 2026, we will not owe any property taxes. Okay, on Middle Road, Dockside, and everything in Bayfield?
We reached out to the assessors and.
But Mary, I think that what we're doing is still charging the tenants as if we were paying property tax.
We're paying for. Both in Bayfield and on Lebanon.
Currently, it's only the Trek and Trail building.
Yeah, it's written in.
It's written into that lease.
I guess we'll have to ask Robin what the
Previous contract.
Yeah.
The previous one for Johnson?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know that that the kayak was paid, you know, I'll pay a portion of property tax.
I think in our
And as
records,
part of
in
their.
our records, we do have the old contract. In our records, we should have the original contract that Miffle had.
Mhm.
If there's any action to be taken here at this point.
We're in agreement, we're gonna stay with whatever it was.
Yeah,
It'll come back to us for final approval and.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless anyone has other recommendations, I'd like to look into the property tax end of it and potentially revise it to reflect past policy.
Okay.
Ready to move on to repayment of loan to town?
So the town board did approve on Tuesday night to extend until August 15th. The repayment date. However, looking at the amount of cash that we have right now, especially compared to what the town has on hand, I'd like to see us, repay it. So I'd make.
$300,000.
300,000 interest, whatever it is. So, so I'll make a motion that we repay 300,000 plus interest loan to the town no later than July 31st of 2025.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next up, approval of bills.
One thing I would ask is there's a lot of Granger orders that are individual items, and we're paying a lot in shipping. You know, I know sometimes every once in a while you need one single part and I get that, but like ordering a brush and paying $11 in shipping, you know, you really need to tighten up on that. Starting to look through the credit cards that we're not gonna approve this meeting because we just got them. I would ask again that, you know, try to limit unnecessary spending.
I also questioned the Wakeford attorney bill. It was for discussion with an employee who was terminated or resigned, and that's not our all the wax, that's between Miffle and it's not the Harbor Commission. And then also the Big Bay State Park stickers. Was that
Part of helping jobs that was negotiated.
but it wasn't part of the budget.
It was part of, it was listed in the, discussion of the sale of part of the healthy challenge, keeping people, in fit. Includes the weight loss challenge, the, app of the memberships at, say like the rec center, those kind of things.
Cal, you have something?
Yeah, I just would like some clarification on what, unnecessary spending, we're running a business. I wouldn't say that we're purchasing items unnecessarily. We're purchasing things that we need to continue to run a profitable business. So I don't know exactly what that would mean. And so if there was more clarification on what is deemed unnecessary would be helpful.
Well, I mean, we'll discuss that at the next meeting when we approve the credit card transactions.
Can you get them a list of the things that you?
I was starting to work on it. And then what else is I can't remember what.
I have a comment. We consult an attorney on employee issues when there's a problem with, there could be a problem with discrimination, and what path we should take forward. And that is all part of running a business and managing your employees. I'd rather spend a little money with the attorney than end up in court. And then that would be further cost to the town.
And then anytime you fill up a vehicle that doesn't leave the island, instead of paying the $5.21 a gallon at the yacht club, the town does have a bulk fuel tank where the fuel is at least $1.50, $2 a gallon cheaper. Talk to Pete and get a key for the padlock and leave it in that vehicle.
The cover sheet for the bills ended up.
They have it. Oh, nothing back.
Guys could specify if you look at the breakdown of the next sheet, like the cover sheet that I made, that has the two Whitebird invoices pulled aside to help for discussion if we could officially approve or not approve those, so we know how much to write a check for. Great.
I think it's unclear on the Whiteford, and I think at this point, it is a cost of doing business. So I think that probably, I would be okay with us paying the White bills. You know, I think down the line, you know, when it comes to reconsidering the management agreement, that is probably something that we need to take a look at.
I was just gonna say that, Stephen Burrs is a, known expert on employee issues, and there are differences between maritime and shore, so it is a complicated.
Thank you.
So the bills that need to be approved are a total of $192,190.20, which include, I'm just gonna stick with the front page, July payroll, July 11th payroll, and all of June expenses other than credit card.
I'll move the payment.
I'll second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 I'm opposed.
Future agenda items?
Bayfield School District contract, site contract.
You said the dockside contract, you want the old ones from Whipple for dockside and the kayak place?
We don't need the kayak.
We don't need. the
Just for dockside.
Dockside,
Yeah.
okay, but you signed a new one with dockside before?
last year, and it will
It
expire
expires
at the end of October.
Oh, okay, so the old one you want is the one that Whipple had.
We just want to see if
Most-
you had a payment in lieu of taxes.
Yeah.
Or if they, that's the basic question is who covered the property taxes for that property?
Yeah, thanks for the clarification.
Anything else for future agenda items?
I don't think so.
Meeting dates, we had next
August 3rd.
Monday,
Yeah, Monday.
August 4th.
August 4th,
August 4th, okay.
From
Move a week from Monday.
at 4:30 PM.
Does that still work for
Yep.
everyone? Move on to public comment B. I guess I would like to say that we did receive a couple of requests for late boats for the Bonnie Raitt concert on, do you recall the date? Was it August 3rd?
September 19th.
September 19th?
It's a Friday.
I liked your recommendation, just try to encourage them to get a full boat and then we can consider it, or
Yeah.
if it's breaking even.
If they can prove ridership, we can.
Is there a way we can have a sign up sheet or anything so we know if this is a well attended boat or if it isn't? Or,
I think it's got to be on them to come with us
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
a known number of people and some kind of guarantee that they're willing to guarantee that amount of ridership.
So what's the break even plus the 800 bucks?
I don't know.
Katie was gonna get that number.
It's calculation. Pretty rough. Um. 400 per trip. And that would be times two because there's, we do it by trip. So it'd be $800, wages, fuel bonus, all that stuff from the 2025 budget. It would be $300 for a special trip. I figured, wages for the captain and the deckhands, and then, some capital costs. We came up with, $1,600.
1,500 or 16?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, that's rough.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we have to be careful about encouraging too many special trips because it wears out the crew. And it creates the incentive to have trips if you can pay for them. Because we will have people say, well, we want an extra boat because I got 3 people going back in midnight, you know what I mean? Money's no object.
Yeah.
If these people were going over anyway, it's, it's not additional revenue.
So at $50 a person, that'd be approximately 30 customers with cars. That's
And then the.
beyond capacity, isn't it? How many boats, how many cars on a boat?
Depends. Yeah. The Bayfield can hold 24,
Yeah.
25.
So it would have to be an absolutely full boat.
And not everyone's gonna take cars.
Right.
Yeah. Shuttle, couple.
What's what the demand is?
All we can do. And crew availability and everything else. Ideally, we'd have ridership numbers at least a couple of weeks in advance to allow scheduling if that's where we go.
Maybe put it on our next meeting's agenda.
yeah. We can have a more formal discussion rather than public comment.
Yeah.
Any other public comment? Evan?
I just have a question. What date does the town begin to rent this house? And you can have to re-rent captains to cover a couple of night shifts during the week. When does that start?
I believe the lease has already been signed by Miffle for the property.
They can put somebody in there right now.
Yes,
So they can cover,
I believe that they can.
so they can cover a couple of shifts a night right now.
Week. Couple shifts a week,
Okay,
not,
a couple shifts a week.
Subject to crew availability, I guess.
they have to provide emergency coverage.
Right, but they don't necessarily need to send someone over to spend the night here on the island to do it.
Right, if they've got
Right.
island-based people.
Right.
For some of the trips, I think Cal said, and correct me if I'm wrong, that one trip a week was covered by mainland. If you didn't have that island.
And that was for the president.
Top room.
Right.
How do you do?
Maybe
So
we can.
Cal, is there a mainland person scheduled once a week or twice a week staying on the island?
Not at this point because Karen hasn't communicated a need for that yet. So it's the availability to allow, people to take time off. As of this moment, we're covering our obligation. Should a island captain or deckhand need to take a day or two off, we are able now to bring someone over to the island to do that.
So that room should be empty unless a captain is in it.
Or a deckhand.
Point of order. We're in public comment. There shouldn't be interaction between board members and the public.
Good point.
Let's just get it on the agenda for next meeting. to discuss the coverage.
Anything else, Evan? Or any other public comment from anyone? Next up, review of the Miffle management contract.
I move we go into closed session under state statute 19.851E to deliberate, negotiate the purchase of public properties, investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session, and this is for purposes of reviewing the contract.
See you later,
That
Evan.
means you gotta go.
You gotta go.
You gotta go.
I thought you were just gonna.
Where's your press badge?
Associated Press, no, you cannot be here.
Roll call vote, Mary Ross.
Yeah, yay,
Jay, yes. Stephen,
yes.
Michael? Yes. Evan?
Yes.
Debbie, yes. Glenn?
Yes.
I don't think anyone seconded it, but.
Oh.
I'll second.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
I'll take credit for it.